Yo, what's up, guys? Insane Game Freak here. What this video is going to be is I think I'm gonna start doing some halfway impressions for not the Winter 2011 anime that I'm watching, that I'm not reviewing. So I think you guys should see some for Gosick, Infinite Stratos, and this one, which is Freezing. So Freezing is gonna be first, and I'll probably do Gosick and Infinite Stratos later, like today or tomorrow. Sometime it depends, okay, people. It depends because I got a couple of reviews I know I'm gonna have to put out tonight, which will probably be. I know Bakuman's probably gonna be tonight or tomorrow. Pokemon may be tonight or tomorrow. Best Wishes one and Beelzebub, which will be in probably about 3 hours. Yeah, about 3 hours from now. But anyways, let's get into halfway impressions of Freezing. I am caught up with Freezing. Freezing is now at episode 7. I'm going to say this now. I am not watching it legally because the legal version of Freezing is on Anime Network and they're like 2 episodes behind every damn fucking every week. It's kind of retarded. I think no, my bad. Freezing's by Funimation. It's just Funimation's like a week off, which you wouldn't know unless you were into 2011 anime. But I think they're like a week or 2 weeks off. Like I think Freezing right now, they're all the way up to episode 6. No, they're like episode 5, I think. So they're like 2 episodes off right now, and that's kind of ridiculous. Plus, that Freezing's not really a show that's really worth wanting to. All right, this is how I say about Freezing. Freezing's not a bad show, but it's like a toned down Ikki Tousen. But the one thing that pisses me off about Freezing to no end, that pacing is horrible. That pacing is fucking horrible, people. Like, it's like we're at 7 episodes, and all that's really managed to happen is we now know Satelliser's backstory, and they've introduced a secondary love interest, and we know there is some type of subplot. Like, the plot is supposed to be this is a school for Pandoras and Limiters to pair up and fight against these creatures called Nova, even though that doesn't even freaking happen in the damn series. Like, it's mentioned, it being the basic plot. The problem is it never actually happens. It's just a whole bunch of students fighting each other, which it's like they took Ikki Tousen's premise, made it make more sense. Like, the reason why they fight makes more sense than the reason why Ikki Tousen characters fight, because that shit was stupid. High school dragon incarnations bullcrap. That was ridiculous. But Freezing's not a bad show, but they don't really focus on any other character but like Setalizer and Kazuya. Which I think is a little retarded. And there's a fight every episode. There's a fight every fucking episode. But they only focus on like Aoi and fucking Setalizer, which I think is just retarded. Because it's like you have all these other characters. Use them more than once. Reina's probably the only character who's been looping. Her and there's like, I mean, honestly, if you want to talk about it, there's 3 main characters. Possibly, I'll say 2.5 because Reina, it's kind of, I'll put her as the main character for right now. And then 3 other characters that you don't really care about. There's a girl, and then another limiter in Pandora, who was the first girl that you saw Satellizer fought at the beginning of the anime. Also, if you think about watching the anime, you might want to watch the first 2 episodes because the first episode leaves a bad taste in your mouth towards the end of it because it makes the main character look like a bitch, and it makes Satellizer look weird. It's really retarded. Like, the main character has a fucking sister complex. I mean, he redeems himself somewhat later on, but it's just a fucking sister complex. It makes no sense. And it took us 7 episodes just to get Satellizer's backstory. I'm not even joking. We have gone a little over halfway of the series, and we are just now getting her backstory. You know why? It's because the first fucking 6 episodes are just random ass fights. I'm not even joking. They're all random ass fights. There's no tournament. There's none of that crap. It's just a fight. Just random, repetitive fights. The fights are decent. I'm not gonna lie, but it has that Ikki Tousen style of fighting where it's a whole bunch of like clothes ripping and stupid fan service. It's like violent fan service, which I never understood what was the appeal of violent fan service. I mean, whatever. And it sucks because Freezing has like one hell of a catchy opening and ending. I think I like the opening over the ending, but they're both still catchy as crap. If you've heard the Freezing opening, and if you haven't, I'll probably link it as an annotation because there are YouTube videos of it everywhere. To hear at least the opening. The opening's pretty catchy. If you want to watch it, I'll link the Funimation channel where you can watch it. It's not really a show that you should be dedicated to watching every week anyway, because not right now. I mean, I started it this way, so I figured, hell, I'll finish it. It's kind of bullshit, though. I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say it's a toned down Nikki Tosin. I think Sam said it reminded him of Sekirei. I'm not getting that. I think the main character is kind of cute. She has like this weird like violent streak, but she also has a mix of violence with being shy, and we understand why in the last episode. The last episode actually gave you a pretty decent back. Like, I like the backstory. I like the way they did the backstory. But the freaking holy crap, just that pacing is slow as shit. It's like we don't get anywhere plot wise. We just get like fights, just fight. I'm like, that's cool and all, but there's nothing behind the fights. It's just like random people want to fight her because she's known as the Untouchable Queen, which is the last thing I'm going to bitch about. She's called the Untouchable Queen at the beginning of the series. In the first episode, she loses a fight because the main character has a sister complex and makes her lose the fight. And they keep calling her the Untouchable Queen. And it's funny because every fight she gets hurt. Every fight so far she's gotten hurt. And it seems to get worse within every fight. And she's a second-year student, but they go, oh, but she's untouchable. She's the fucking Untouchable Queen. She's a second-year student. Technically, she's supposed to be third year anyway, but still. She's supposed to be the quote-unquote Untouchable Queen. And she gets hurt every fight. It's like, I hate when they do this, when they go into an anime and before the anime starts, says a character is supposed to be badass. And then they get their ass whooped repetitively through the series. It's not like she's lost every fight she's been in, but the first fight she lost because of a goddamn contingency plan, pretty much because of a sister complex. She lost the first fight because of a sister complex, and she's won virtually every other fight, even though it's been over. Some of it's through bullshit, and then it's an alright series, but what's gonna kill this series is the pacing, and then just and how nothing is going on in half of those episodes. It's just fights, just pointless fights. It's what Bleach is trying to do right now, where you just fight and there's no plot behind it. That is not interesting enough to keep a person's attention held that long. I'm just saying. But I think I rambled on enough. Freezing, I am going to finish it. You'll get a full review of the entire series when I finish it, which it's at episode 7 this week, so we got like 5 more weeks of it, and we'll be done. And I'll do that for the other ones too, like Ghost 6 and Infinite Strides. But I will talk to you guys later. Lots of gameplay to win, and I'll leave the links in the description if you want to check out the series. Peace.